All right. Very good morning. Coming into the Tuesday, 8 a.m. We got to move this back just a little bit here. Maybe that's a little bit better. All right. We'll begin here in just a moment. Come on in. Tuesday morning, 8 a.m. How are you doing this morning? Here in Colorado, it is rainy with the temperature dropping. We might get some snow. All right, well, 8 a.m. Very good morning. Welcome to you. My name is Eric. I'll be your guide. And it is an honor and a pleasure to represent Comeback Yoga, which is a nonprofit organization offering free yoga classes and training to veterans up and down the Front Range of Colorado, from the Eastern Plains to the Western Slopes and everything in between. We sure would love to have you come on out, join us in class in person, or on Zoom, just like here. Now we are reaching beyond Colorado, but it is an honor and a pleasure to have you here. And as you're going through this class, if you're inspired to volunteer, come to a class, or donate, we sure could use your help. We're trying to help a lot of folks out here, and they are just doing a great job, and it's an honor to be here. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into our practice. We'll be practicing over the next 25 minutes or so. And this month, we're going to be looking at reinforcing autonomy, boundaries, and self-trust. Autonomy, boundaries, and self-trust. I kind of think about this as like grounding and centering, here, now, present. Peace. Now, I just said those words: grounded, here, now, centered, present, peace. And these sometimes have a connotation that these qualities of experience that we can connect to comes from something that is outside of us. So I might be hungry. For example, I might be hungry and I go eat breakfast. I eat some eggs and bacon. I have a great breakfast, and now I feel good. I feel safe. I feel present. But that is coming from something that is outside of us. Right? Or somebody does something for us or does something against us, and we come off of our center. So what I'd like to emphasize in this class is that presence, here, now, centered, grounded, Authentic. That's a good one. Authentic. Peace. Content. These are all descriptions of states of consciousness or awareness that all is all within you. None of it's outside of you. It's all inside of you. Got a story to land this point. One day the Buddha was sitting, hanging out, drinking a cup of chai, calm and easy, content, peaceful. And a gentleman from the village had heard about the Buddha and wanted to take the Buddha off of his center. And so he comes up to the Buddha and he starts yelling at the Buddha, bup, 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 bup. Calling him all types of names and doing everything he can, throwing all this hate at the Buddha, trying to get him off his center. And the Buddha just sat there calmly, easily, undisturbed, drinking his chai. And frustrated, the man left, very dissatisfied that he was not able to disturb the Buddha. And the student came up to the Buddha and said, "Why did you do that? Why didn't you stop him from doing that?" And the Buddha said, "Why would I give up my peace for him? Why would I give up my peace for him?" So that's a good indication of a story that shows boundaries, self-trust, and autonomy. You can connect to yourself at any moment in the day. And when you can connect to yourself, to that grounded, centered, here and now, authentic, present, content, peace, you don't have to give it away for anybody or anything. So let's see in the practice today. Okay, let's see what we do. So we always start off with breath, right? That's the most important. We have no breath. We're not playing the game on this existence, right? On this plane of existence. So breath, very important. So we'll be breathing in through the nostril and out through the nostril, and no pausing in the breath cycle. And then every once in a while, probably more here in the beginning, you'll notice that we'll be doing in through the nostril and out through pursed lips. That will elongate the breath on the exhale, promoting that parasympathetic response. Okay? Let's begin. Just notice that you're aware, sitting here on the mat. And draw your shoulders back and down, lengthen through the back of the neck and broaden through the collarbone. And let the head just naturally sit on top of your center of gravity. And notice how the body just kind of relaxes, can relax on your center of gravity. And then let's go ahead and start with the neck. All right, so looking over to the left, looking over the left shoulder on the inhale, lifting up through the top of the head and looking over the left shoulder, and take a nice big deep breath in through the nostril and out through pursed lips. Breath in through the nostril and out through pursed lips. And then come back into center. And then looking over to the right shoulder, looking over, lifting up through the crown of the head on the inside, on the inhale, and then exhaling on the exhaling, looking over the shoulder, twisting the head over the shoulder, and in through the nostril in the inhale, and exhale through pursed lips. Breath in through the nostril, and then out through pursed lips. And then come back to center. And then some head movement. Looking over to the left And then dropping the chin. You want to drop the chin, and then you'll be looking over to the right. And drop the chin again. These basic head movements. And then looking up. So you're looking up like you're looking up at the stars, and you come up and over to the other side. And now looking up again. Looking up over to the other side. And then back to center. And then let's go ahead and open up the shoulder girdle. Pardon me. So let's bring our arms to this goalpost shape, and breath in through the nostril. And then on the exhale through the nostril, you want to reverse the goalpost. Reverse the goalpost. And then on the inhale, bring it back up. And then reversing the goalpost on the exhale. We're going to systematically work on linking up or opening up all the joints and releasing the fascial system. And so just breathing in, smooth and easy, no pausing, right into the exhale. And then just shake that out. Shake out the arms. And then just be still for a moment. And then arms back into the goalpost. Now on the inhale, we're going to open up like you're pinching a pencil in between your shoulder blades. And then on the exhale, bringing the arms together. And then on the inhale, pinching the pencil in between the shoulder blades. And then exhale, bringing it together. On the inhale, pinching. And then on the exhale, squeezing. On the inhale. And then on the exhale. And then we'll do it 2 more times. Opening up this shoulder girdle, creating some space in the thoracic cavity. And then 1 more time. And then on the exhale, finish the squeeze on the exhale. And then just shake it out. You shake out those arms. And then just be still for a moment and notice what you notice. Notice any pleasant sensations, any sense of tingling or relaxation or ease, big organic breaths, or any opportunities for the mind to just be still, here, now, content. Okay. And then let's go ahead and take a hand, you're going to put them on your shoulders like this. And you're going to rotate the shoulders in. And then you just bring this rotation of the shoulders. And you just do your breaths, and you just breathing in through the nostril and out through the nostril. You can link up your breath and your movement. We're just freeing the joints, and then the opposite way, and then reaching back and reaching back, and then bring it back. And we'll do 1 more to balance it out. 1 more reversing it. And then just shake it out. Shake out the arms. And then just be still for a moment. And notice any pleasant sensations. I just had a big organic breath. So any sense of relaxation, tingling, healthy tingling, big organic breath, sighs, yawns, even a yawn. I'm okay with it. Or opportunities for the mind to just be still. And you can just observe. Peace, here, now, content. All right. And then let's do some cat-cow. So I'll give you a little side profile. Now, self-trust is also, as we're doing these exercises, recognizing if something is good for you or not. Not every exercise or pose is perfect for everybody or good for you. If you have an injury or you're not feeling good or if there's an issue, just recognize it, honor yourself, okay? Ask yourself, is this good for me? And then if it's good for you, then do it and do it well. If it's not good for you, then modify. You can modify or do something that you feel that your body needs. All right. But let's do some cat-cow. So on the cow, pressing the sternum forward, lifting up, broadening through the collarbone. And then on that exhale, tucking the chin, pressing the forehead towards the mat, and then pressing through the spine. And then on the inhale, pressing the sternum, and then eyes up. And then on that exhale, pressing through the spine, and you just go back and forth, linking the breath and the movement. No pausing in the breath cycle, no pausing in the movement cycle, in through the nostril, out through the nostril, with ever longer breaths and smoother breath. Each breath a little smoother on the inhale and smoother on the exhale. And then each breath a little bit longer, just bringing a little bit more oxygen, filling up the lungs, and then emptying the lungs. And then come back up into center. And then let's offer ourselves a twist. So on the twist, so take your right hand, put it on the tailbone, and then your left hand onto the onto your knee, and then lifting up to the top of your head, and then you want to twist over to the right. On the inhale, lifting up, and then on the exhale, twisting over. Breath in on the inhale, and then on the exhale. Breath on the inhale, and then on the exhale, twisting over to the right. And then come back into center. And then let's go to the other side. So left hand to the tailbone, right hand to the outside of the left knee, and then lifting up to the top of the head, and then exhaling over to the left. And breathing into the inhale, and then pressing that twist over to the left. Breath into the inhale, and then letting it go. Smooth and easy. Each breath a little bit longer and a little bit smoother. And then exit. And then come back into center. All right. And then let's go ahead and open up some joints here. So let's start with the fingers opening wide. The phalanges, so opening up. You want to open up and then real fast, boom, boom, boom. So, and then you want to take now make a fist, and then we're going to rotate the wrist, rotating the wrist inwards. Smooth, steady rotations of the wrist. And then go the other way. You might notice that your wrists, they don't want to go one way or the other, but still try. All right, you don't want to hurt yourself, but you can find the edge of where you can find that mobility. If you do these exercises on a regular basis, your joints will open up and working way better. And then the elbows, bigger circles. Working the elbows, and then the other way. And 6, and then just shake it out. You shake out the arms, you shake out the legs. If you're standing up, but you just want to shake, and then just be still for a moment. Be still for a moment. And just notice what you notice. Do you notice any pleasant sensations, any relaxation? Big organic breaths. Any at ease? At ease. What do you notice? All right, let's go ahead and continue. Opening up the side bodies, hands behind your head, and then a little left and a little right. You just go a little bit back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. A little warm up, and then let's come back up into center. I'll be your mirror this time, so let's go up and over to your right. So you're lifting up through your left intercostals, through your left side body. And on that inhale, you're lifting up through the side body, opening up through the ribs and breathing. No pausing in the breath cycle. Each breath a little smoother and a little longer. The more oxygen that you breathe in, the better. And then come on back up. And then up and over the other way now. And lifting up through the right side body. All right. Each breath a little smoother, a little longer. No pausing in the breath cycle. Looking for those pleasant sensations. Find the sweet spot. And then come on back up. And then just shake it out. And then be still for a moment. And take a breath. And settle. And then the next exercise is a wide-legged squat. Sounds like it's a lower body exercise, but it's also an upper body exercise. So let's go ahead and take a wide step out and then just start dropping the tailbone. All right, so let's talk about the sweet spot. All right. So in this pose, you want to support yourself or find yourself in the sweet spot. Pardon me. My mind. So the sweet spot, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being you don't feel anything, 10 is sharp and painful, we're looking for sensations at a 4, 5, 6 level of intensity. All right, so 4, 5, 6 level of intensity. That's the sweet spot where you're engaged yet relaxed. Engaged yet relaxed. In this sweet spot, we learn the most. The body can relax, reorganize, and then we learn. We reorganize the nervous system. So, for example, we have been systematically opening up the nervous system so that energy can move through the nervous system efficiently, and the brain can get everything it needs from the peripheral nervous system, which is the information that it needs to function at its highest level. So in this case, the pelvic girdle is reorganizing. We're opening up the hips and taking some pressure off that spine, allowing the spine to release and relax. And I suggest at least 2 minutes a day in this posture. We won't get quite to 2 minutes, but and then go ahead and release for now. And then straighten out your legs and give it a little tilt. It should feel good. And then we'll come into seat. We'll come in the last few minutes together. All right. All right. So let's give yourself a hug. Give yourself a hug. Rub the shoulders. Nose nice and straight. Your eyeballs to the top of your head. Big breath in through the nostril. Out through pursed lips. Breath in through the nostril. And out through pursed lips. And then switch it up. Left arm over right. Breath in through the nostril, looking up. And exhale through pursed lips. Just keep looking up on the top of your head. That's alpha brainwave stimulation. Big breath in through the nostril. And then exhale through pursed lips. And then shake it out. And then a little snap and tap. So a little snap on each side of the eyes here on your peripheral vision, and then a little tap. I call this turning off the TV. So the TV in the head, so a little snap looking left and snap looking right, looking to the left, looking to the right, a little tap, and then shake it out. Shake it out. And then thumbs on the temple. And then a little massage on the forehead. Curious, open, allowing, and loving. Curious, open, allowing, and loving. Curious, open, allowing, and loving. And then a little tap on the arm. Tap on the arm. You just tap right down. You just, wherever you're at, you just give your body a little tap. Touch the left shoulder to the right knee, right shoulder to the left knee. Crisscross applesauce. Crisscross applesauce. And then the bones of the face, you want to tap the bones of the face about a half a dozen times. Now, nice and soft. It should be pleasant. As you're tapping, notice if it feels good. If you're like, oh, that feels pretty good. Right here in the cheekbones is good. And then along the jaw, collarbone, and then tapping the forehead right over the top of the head to about C7. And then shake it out, and then just be still for a moment. And recognize, are you here? Are you now? Present, authentic, content, at peace? Do you feel connected to yourself? This is autonomy. You set your own boundaries within yourself, and you don't give them up. And then trust yourself. You have all the information, wisdom, knowledge, and the entire universe inside of you. And just recognize. I want to thank you for sharing your yoga practice with me today. From one veteran to another, and all those that care for us, love us, and support us. Have an amazing day. Namaste.